So then what is that we do in neti, not this, not this, not this. We are separating from the subject and the object. Okay. Subject and object we are separating out. And going back to the self. Neti. This is the Vedanta way. Not this, not this, not this. What we are really separating out is the consciousness from the action of consciousness. Action of consciousness is temporary, whereas consciousness itself is eternal. Okay. So this is beautifully illustrated through dance of Shiva, Nataraja. So Shiva is the dancer. Okay. So the dance which Shiva does, you have seen the Nataraja. So there is a big arch there around that. The arch represents the 24 elements. Panchabhutas, five elements, Panchabhutas, Pancha Koshas, Pancha Karmendriyas, Pancha Dnanendriyas, Pancha Tanmatras, Manasu Buddhi Ahankara Chitta. The 24 elements of creation is represented in that arch. So what is saying is, Shiva is dancing means the consciousness is acting through three gunas. Action. Sattva guna, Rajo guna, Tamo guna, three actions. Actions of three gunas. Okay. Sattva means knowingness. Rajas means movingness. Tamo guna means stillness, non-moving. Sattva is knowing. Rajas is moving. Tamas is non-moving. Okay. So I have slightly changed the terminologies. Sattva is knowing. Rajas is moving. Tamas is non-moving. Okay. So we have heard the self is stillness. The nature of self is stillness. Okay. Stillness has nothing to do with Sattva guna, Rajo guna, Tamo guna. Water moves, becomes a wave and merges back with the ocean. There's a movement in water and there's no movement in water. Okay. The movement in the water is called wave, no movement in the water is called ocean. But nothing happens to the water in the movement or non-movement. When spiritual teaching says stillness, the stillness is the self. When thoughts come, the stillness is there. When thoughts don't come, stillness is there. When this mind is knowing, stillness is there. When the mind is not knowing, the stillness is there. Sat Chit Ananda, stillness is never disturbed. So people are trying to find the stillness. You don't have to find stillness. Stillness is always there. The spiritual search becomes futile. I want to stop my mind. Why? Silence is required. My dear, the silence is already there. Stillness is already there. You have to only recognize. So we should not confuse the stillness with the non-movement. Are you getting what I am saying? Movement and non-movement pertain to the action of the self. Stillness is referring to the nature of the self. So if we confuse these two, our spiritual direction search will go in different direction. So you'll focus on, I have to stop the mind. Stopping the mind has nothing to do with the spiritual enlightenment. Recognize the nature of the self in the moment and non-moment. In knowing and not knowing. Knowing also will come with the not knowing. When you are knowing the other. In the self, the pure knowing is there. The self itself, pure knowing. When the object is there, the knowledge and ignorance comes. Knowing translates to knowledge and ignorance in Sattva Guna. I have knowledge of this subject, I don't have knowledge of this subject. Whereas knowingness, there's no nothing. This knowingness is always pure. That relates to Atma. So, if you have to recognize the self, you have to recognize the self through self as existence, consciousness which is pure knowing and bliss. which is there in all of your day-to-day interactions. And when you are able to do that, that is called Sahaja Samadhi or enlightenment. In your waking state, dream state, deep sleep state, when you are able to recognize the self, or even Samadhi, close your eyes and meditate also, you are able to recognize the Samadhi in any state, such a person is called Gnani or enlightened. Not somebody who is able to sit in meditation for 4 hours. Somebody who is sitting in meditation for 4 hours is trying to recognize the self. Somebody who has recognized the self or self-realized has the nature of the self, Satchidananda, in all the states. He is able to distinguish the self and its actions of Sattoguna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna at any point of time and say, this is the self. So Shiva, Nataraja, that Prabhavali, that's called Prabhavali, that arch where 24 of these things are. And Shiva is dancing, right? What happens when you dance? The hand movement, leg movement creates a pattern. Okay? So let's say that, look at the fan. The fan, if you see, not moving, it looks like 3 blades. The moment you switch on, the fan becomes a circle. The circle is not there, but a circle appears. Right? So similarly, Shiva or the pure consciousness operating through the 3 gunas, the movement, creates all the objects in the world. Every object is just because it appears to be the movement, because of nothing else. There's a movement, that movement appears as an object. Is there really object? No, there's only movement. Is there movement? No, there's only Shiva, consciousness. Right? Every object in the universe is appearing so because of the movement in consciousness. Movement in consciousness through Sattoguna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. Does the consciousness move? No. It appears to be moving through these 3 gunas, Sattoguna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. And because of Sattoguna, it can look at itself from various standpoint. Body standpoint, mind standpoint, intellect standpoint. Body standpoint is also human body, animal body, bird's body, any body. So many standpoints it can look. Okay?
So living or non-living, everything is formed out of these 3 gunas, created out of these 3 gunas.
Appearance. Appearance of living or non-living is because of 3 gunas. But living or non-living is all consciousness.
Even the functioning of the objects is also because of the 3 gunas.
Yeah. See, for example, let us look at the fan, right? If I look at the fan, 3 blades are there. It's not moving. Okay, I put a finger there, nothing happens. When the fan starts moving, it looks like a circle, and if I put a finger there, the finger cuts. The functioning changes. The moment there's a movement, there's a functioning changes. So this is actually what you call as creation. Creation is the movement, apparent movement in the consciousness because of Sattoguna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. Not real movement. Because Atma or Parabrahma not is the stillness. Water, nothing is happening. But water appears as a wave, water appears as ocean. So now you say this is a wave, then you are forgetting water. So everything in the universe is consciousness. So Atma-dhyana means recognize the pure consciousness in all our activity, behind all our activity, and operating from that center is called Dhyana, Atma-dhyana, self-realized. Tomorrow I will tell you what is the characteristic of self-realized based on this.